October is Pastor Appreciation Month. Now, I must be honest with you. I believe every month should be Pastor Appreciation Month. And here is why. In my life, I've had many jobs. I was a clinical therapist in an alternative school, a staff psychologist at a juvenile correctional facility, a college professor, department chair, and associate dean of a university, and now an executive secretary. But the most stressful and difficult job I ever held was being a pastor. When you are a pastor, you are always on call. You can be eating in a restaurant, watching a show with your family, or on a much-needed vacation, and you get that call. Sometimes it's in the middle of the night that something tragic has happened to one of your flock. In a moment, you go from relaxing to responding to crisis. And though pastors work with a whole congregation, they often feel lonely as they carry the burdens of those in their care. Pastors often feel as if no one really understands what they are dealing with. When there is a conflict, sometimes pastors feel isolated and that they can share their challenges with no one else. Pastors also experience much disappointment. Disappointment in people who let them down. Disappointment in members who turn on them, and disappointment in the results of hard work that seem to be for naught, or activities that do not seem to materialize. Sometimes it can feel like you have failed as a pastor. You wonder why your church isn't growing as rapidly as the one down the road, or why something you invest time and energy in does not work. Sometimes a pastor does not know what to do in difficult times. In short, the life of a pastor is hard, even though it does have its blessings. So, this October, let's celebrate our pastors and let them know what they mean to us. Tell them how you appreciate the preparation and execution that goes into their sermons and the worship services they lead. Let them know you appreciate their presence during a health or family crisis or when you were having some other difficult time. Remind them of the difference they and their families have made in your life and the life of others. Consider a card, a gift, or a text message, or perhaps work together as a congregation to make it possible for your pastor and his family to take a break. And don't let this just be an October thing. Celebrate and appreciate your pastor throughout the year. After all, where would your church be without your pastor and his family? Where would you be? Let's celebrate our pastors together.